everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back again with another topic, and I'm hoping that everyone is doing fine. If anyone out there has taken any trips to the Philippines, I'm curious to know if any of this information I've been hearing is correct about all those entry requirements. So reach out to me if you have. Nevertheless, today I want to talk to you about something because as things begin to open up and we start to travel again, I feel a lot of you are going to go in trying to make up for missed time. Uh, you're going to let your loneliness take advantage of you, or better yet, get the best of you, and you're going to make decisions that you don't need to make. And that's where I want to go today, because today I want to talk to you about abandonment. Abandonment is one of those things that you would typically think that if something is left alone, it would be preserved. But in the sense of abandonment, it works just the opposite. You know, you can have a house and abandon that house, and that house will fall apart. If you have a car and that car is never driven, that means the oil and the lubricants won't go through that car, so therefore the hoses and everything will dry rot. So any of you know about cars, you know this here is true. With abandonment, as far as the human sense, it gets a little murky. And this is what I want to discuss with you today. Because when an individual feels abandoned, they tend to want to make up for something that is missing. And in your attempt of trying to make up for something that is missing, you overcompensate with attention seeking. You know, you want to make sure that the person don't leave and all this other stuff. So if you feel that someone is going to leave you, you tend to overcompensate and do things that you would normally do. And a lot of that leads to simping. So abandonment is one of those things that start back when you are a child, when your primary caregiver isn't available in some way, either physically or emotionally, and you feel that you're missing that attachment. Because you see, when I grew up with my grandmother, I always had that nurturing and discipline and loving nature from her. Okay? Even though my grandmother disciplined me, she never let me forget that she still loved me. And I guess that's why I don't feel that sense of loss if someone say that they want to leave, because I feel like, hey, I don't care if you don't love me, my mother loves me. But this abandonment thing starts back when you are a child. So I'm going to go over a couple of things here with you. And we're going to cover 6 things to help you understand if you fall into one of these categories, okay? So the first one we want to look at is your attachment style. And I don't know if you've noticed this because it happens in men and women. A lot of people will get attached very quick. Now, from the male perspective, we meet some woman that we like, and during that initial meeting, we get overly excited. We're thinking with our hormones. We think all is well with the world, and we want to attach to this person, not knowing where this person is wanting to go in their life. So our attachment style is to attach quickly because we don't want this person to get away. The second thing I want to cover is you don't connect fully. So you don't fully commit to a relationship. And this is just the opposite of attaching too quickly. When you see someone that have a problem with committing, and I mean fully committing, is because they are afraid that the person that they're going to commit to is going to leave them. So therefore, they want to keep themselves free to move around, have a replacement in case the one that they really like goes away. So therefore, that leads them to stand straddled on the fence, as they say, because they want one foot in and one foot out, and they want to play the safe role. The third thing here is, and here's where a lot of guys fall into this category in the Philippines, they are people pleasers. Now, this is a big one here. You have a lot of guys that meet those Filipinos over there, and they want to please them. And here's where they get into the buying the houses, taking care of the family, buying motorcycles for the brother, giving the family cell phones, making sure everybody got food. That's an attempt to please the Filipina so that she don't leave them. That's where the simping comes in. They become yes men. And it goes back to the fear of abandonment. They feel that as long as they please her, keep her happy, she won't leave them. And one thing I've noticed, these girls have learned that. So what they do is, when they don't get what they want, they give you the silent treatment. And when you are afraid of being abandoned, that silent treatment triggers your anxiety, triggers your fear, and it makes you want to start giving and giving because you want her to talk to you again. When in fact, you should do just the opposite. When she stops talking to you, you should stop talking to her. And the only reason I say that, because if someone wants to stop talking to you because you're not giving them money, then right there, that should shows you how they see you, and you should also cut them off because you're not losing anything. Okay? You're not losing not one thing. So don't be afraid to cut them off when they give you that silent treatment, or the tempo, as they call it. Number 4 we're going to cover here is what they call, you struggle with emotional intimacy. That can go two ways. And it's kind of like that fear of attachment, but yet at the same time, you want to be intimate with someone, but yet you don't want to commit to that person, if that makes sense. See, so it's like you want them physically, but you don't want them emotionally. Whereas the fully committing part, you never do anything other than play both sides of the fence, you see. So this is something you will have to watch out for, because they'll play that role of wanting you to be with them, wanting all your attention, but don't want to give you all of their attention. So watch out for that one. And number 5 here, we're going to look at, number 5 is like they look for every flaw. The thing about looking for flaws with a Filipina, she's only looking for one flaw. Is he going to give me what I want? That's the flaw that stands out more than anything else. They can accept anything about you, okay? Your height, your size, your weight. But if you're not giving them the money that they want, they're going to shut you down. So they look for that flaw. They look at the guy as in the sense of, is he a good supply for what I need? Is he giving me the money that I need? And if you're not, that's where they shut you down. And you have to be strong enough to say, I'm going to walk away from this because she see me only as an ATM. Don't let Don't let her trigger your anxiety or your fear of abandonment because she's only looking for one thing out of you. So that's the flaw that they look for the most, you see. So you have to watch that. And last but not least, we're going to say here is going to be number 6 is separation anxiety. Now, this is a good one because with this one, what they'll typically do, they'll ghost you. You'll go for a while and you will communicate almost every day. All day, everything is good with the world. The moment they don't get the money that they want, they disappear. And when they disappear, you're sitting at home panicking, calling, texting, trying to figure out where, trying to figure out what they're doing and where are they. Now they know that this works because when some men are so thirsty and they are afraid of being abandoned, they sit at home wondering what are these girls are doing instead of moving on with their life. You see, when someone ghosts you like that, and this is something I've done several times, if a girl ghosts me, when she finally comes back, it's nothing I can say to her. And what they'll do, they'll come back with the little word hello. Or sometimes they'll go as far as saying, how are you? That's just to test the water to see if they're going to get a response or to see if you're angry with them. I show no emotional response to it at all. Because to me, when someone does that, they're only showing you what they think of you. So when it happens to you, what I'm saying is that you have to be strong enough to say, okay, she's out doing her thing. She wants to ghost me. So be it. Don't be so afraid that she's going to leave you because she's not the only woman in the world. Guys, it is billions of women in this world. And there are some good ones out there that won't ghost you. And this is what you have to focus on. Don't focus on the ones that don't want to be there. Focus on the ones that do want to be there. So don't let their childish behavior trigger your fear of anxiety or abandonment and make you start giving them all your assets and totally ruin your situation. Because if you really think about it, they're not bringing anything to your situation. And what they are bringing, they can totally be replaced. You have to see that if a girl is only bringing one thing to the situation, you can get that anywhere. You don't have to be afraid of her taking herself out of the equation, because if she's taking herself out of the equation, then you're basically dodging a bullet. Because if you force yourself to stay in a relationship that's not working, then where does it go from here? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the road. Because she's already showing you today how she's going to treat you. She's already showing you today what you mean to her. So do you think that's going to change in the future? No, it's going to be the same thing. Because what you have shown her is that if she treats you bad, if she be quiet, if she ignores you, she get what she wants. So basically, you're telling her how to treat you. Because if you do the opposite and say, okay, so be it, keep walking, I don't want to talk to you, now you're telling her that you're not going to tolerate her nonsense. Because I promise you, the moment you walk away from her, look left, you'll find one just as nice. I hope you guys consider this. Please share with someone that needs it, because I'm really trying to help guys. because we have to start thinking, becoming more emotionally responsible, emotionally stable, not allowing girls to play on our fears and our and, and not being so thirsty. So I'm asking you, please comment, like, subscribe, share. If you feel someone can benefit from this, please feel free to have them to listen to the topic. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. Take care.